What's going on, guys? Gino checking back here for another video today, and the word is officially out, guys. I'm starting a cut. Now, first of all, I really hope you all enjoyed the holidays. I hope you all enjoyed your Christmas and your New Year's, because I sure as hell did. But that's also the result that I'm now starting a cut, because I gained quite a bit of body fat and some unnecessary weight. Now, don't get me wrong, I have zero regrets at all, since I really enjoyed the time with my family and going out to eat and having nice dinners with family, friends, my girlfriend and whatever. But yeah, I did go out to eat a lot and I really enjoyed myself, so the result of that is some weight gain. That's pretty obvious. Now, it occurred to me that every time I entered the gym, a lot of people would come up to me and say, "Hey, you're looking pretty damn buff." And obviously that's pretty positive, since they mean that I looked big and full of glycogen. But since I'm really a big advocate of the lean bulk, I want to strip down a little bit of body fat and from there out continue the lean bulk. So in this video I want to kind of show you guys my game plan towards this cut. Now, me personally, I only need around 6 or 8 weeks in order to get lean enough for me to continue my lean bulk for a long time. And I can get pretty damn lean in that time period. So since it's the new year, and I know a lot of people will be focused towards fat loss and muscle gain. But for this video in particular, I want to show you guys what I do exactly on this cut, how I'm going to be doing my cardio, my macros and my training. So sit back, relax and enjoy the video. Alright, so first of all I want to talk about the new year. First and foremost, Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you have amazing goals that you're going to crush in 2018. And for me, I have a few personal goals and business related goals that I'm going to chase in 2018. But one of the biggest goals for me in 2018 is to do way more with this YouTube channel that I'm currently doing. I've noticed that as of late, as I'm getting more and more busy with work and business, I'm kind of putting YouTube on the backside. Which is something that I personally don't want, since I really enjoy making YouTube videos for you, entertaining you guys and helping you with fitness information, anatomy, and getting you guys to the direction of the goal that you want to go. And just as an example, I had a poll on my Instagram. If you're not following me, at Gino Brouwers, be sure to follow me, because I post a picture on there every day. Informational content, entertaining content. Be sure to follow me. But I made a poll on my Instagram if I should make a full guide to getting abs. And the votes kind of speak for themselves. And also regarding the question that I left on my last video, which is what kind of content would you like to see on this channel? The one that is most in favor is a mix between vlogs and informational content. So it's clear for me that you guys want more content, so I just simply have to quit being a little bitch and make more content. So the goal I'm currently setting for myself is to make at least 1 vlog per week and 1 informational video a week. Now, it's not going to be all high-end informational videos like my full guide to getting bigger arms. If you haven't watched that yet, I'll put a link in the description. I highly advise you to watch it. Now, I'm also going to be vlogging a lot during my new cutting phase, so you can expect a lot of shredding vlogs coming very soon. Alright, so now that that is out of the way, let's move on with the game plan for this coming cut. Now let's start by training wise. I'm still going to be running the same old split that I used to run, which is the push, pull, legs, off, and then repeat the whole schedule. I've been doing that for the past, I believe, 3 or 4 months, or maybe even 5 months already. And I've still been liking the extra volume per muscle group, so I'm just going to be sticking to the split that I enjoy to do. A lot of people will try to do or aim to do higher reps, lower rate during their cutting phase, because they think that when you want to cut body fat, you have to do more reps in order to burn more calories. But that is so damn far from the truth. What you should actually focus on is doing the same thing that allowed you to build the muscle in order to keep the muscle. Like, for instance, if you normally benched 235 for a 5x5, just for an example. I took the damn bench press as an example again. But anyway, if you did 235 for 5x5 on the bench press, it's a pretty damn smart idea to do 235 for 5x5 on the bench press during your cutting phase. It doesn't matter whether you're bulking or cutting, your training should always stay the same. And you should always strive to keep your strength while you're cutting. Basically, if you're keeping your strength during your cut, it's pretty much a sign that you're keeping your muscle mass, which should ultimately be the goal, is to lose body fat and keep the same amount of muscle mass. You know, when you're cutting, you're in a caloric deficit, which means that you are not feeding your body enough energy to grow, and instead you're losing body fat and losing weight. So it's a really smart idea to keep your training the same, keep lifting heavy or relatively heavy, enough, you know, to do the same things that you did while you were bulking. Alright, so I have two different push days in my routine. One push day is more focused towards the flat bench press, and the other push day is more focused towards the overhead press. Now, I didn't update you guys on this yet, but I started reintroducing the overhead press as a primary compound just as of a couple of weeks ago. I've kept it as a secondary compound movement for quite a while, since I had some shoulder issues or something like that. About a year ago or something, but since that's completely resolved at the moment, I'm trying to increase the overhead press again and add some weight to that movement. Alright, so the rep ranges that I'm going to be using for my primary compound movements are 5 sets of 5 and 5 sets of 7. Now, if you've been following me for a longer time, you would know that during my cutting phases, I do not like to do sets of 3 with a heavy weight. Simply because I know from myself that I get gassed out pretty quick when I do those higher weight, lower rep sets. So to keep myself from hitting failure on the compound movements, I'm just sticking to 5x5 and 5x7. And that's actually what I've been doing for the past couple of months, actually, to be honest. Since I wanted to focus a little bit more on the, 5x5 is still strength focused, but more on the hypertrophy stimulus as well during my compound lifts. So just for an example, week 1 after the deload would be 5x7, then week 2 would be 5x5, then week 3 obviously 5x7 again, and just roulette between that until it's time for my deload again. Now, if you would like to see how my push and my pull days look like, I'll leave both links down in the description, since I have full videos going over every exercise, what to think about when doing these exercises, movement patterns, the sets, the reps and so forth. So check the description if you want to check that out. The leg day still has to come though, so stay tuned for that as well. Now, my pull days are pretty much the same. I have 2 pull days per week, but they're pretty much both similar to each other. But for my leg days, I still have 1 squat focused day, and as a secondary compound movement I have the stiff-legged deadlift. It's more in the hypertrophy ranges. And on my other leg day I focus on the deadlift. Alright, so now that we have the training covered, I would like to go over my nutrition. For those who don't know this already, I can cut on pretty high calories. So the starting calories for my cut are going to be 2800 calories. Now, I know some of you guys are going to be like, what? You're going to start cutting on 2800 calories? But yes, that is actually the truth. The last time that I did a cut, I put my calories at 2700, and I'm pretty much able to drop some fat on those calories. It's, under my maintenance calories for me personally. But this time around I'm going to be adding 3 cardio sessions per week. Now, the reason being is, cardio is good for your health and your cardiovascular system. I know a lot of you like to neglect cardio. I was one of those people as well. But this time around I'm going to be adding 3 sessions of cardio. Just, walking on an incline, no high intensity interval training yet. If I'm ever going to be doing that anyway, so... But yeah, I'm going to be having 3 medium intensity steady state cardio sessions of 233 calories burned. This means that I'm burning roughly 700 calories per week, which is the same as if I were to start my cut at 2700 calories. So at 2800 calories, the macro breakdown is 190 grams of protein, which is basically always the same for me. It's around 1 gram per pound of body weight for me, or a little bit higher with a couple of grams. 70 grams of fat, which will probably drop down to 60 eventually, and 350 grams of carbs. Now, I am a huge believer in cutting on high carbs. Since I'm in a caloric deficit, I will lose fat guaranteed. That doesn't mean that I have to do keto or low carb. If I'm able to keep my calories high enough in order to keep the carbs high as well, then why not? Carbs help with pumps, they keep your glycogen full, and having high glycogen stores when you're cutting basically means that you can keep your strength high as well. Alright, so that's what I'm going to be starting off my cut with this time around. Now, when am I going to drop macros and calories? My basic guideline for this is if I weigh the same for about a week, say for example I weigh 88 kilograms right now, if I were to weigh 88 kilograms next week, which probably won't happen, but just for an example, I would either drop 10 grams of fat or 25 grams of carbs, which comes down to around 100 calories. Now, me personally, I don't dip below 60 grams of fat, since dietary fat promotes hormone production and the well-functioning of your brain. Me personally, I just don't like to dip below 60 grams of fat. I know some people who go to 40 grams of fat, that's perfectly fine as well, but just me personally, I don't dip below 60 grams of fat. That's just me. Also, once I'm at 60 grams of fat, if I have to drop the macros any lower, then it's obviously going to go from carbs. So say for example I'm at 60 grams of fat already and 350 grams of carbs, that would put me at 2700 calories. If I have to drop any lower and I don't want to add cardio for example, I would go to 325 grams of carbs. And that's it. Alright, I am really excited to see where this cut goes and I'm going to take you guys along with me. More vlogs are going to be coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. Expect the full guide to getting abs coming really soon as well, since I'm going to be doing some research on that and start the whole editing process, the filming process. Not in that order, but you know the drill. Alright, so I do have a question for you guys. Are you currently bulking or cutting? Or do you want to start a cut, or do you want to start a bulk? Leave it in the comments down below, because I'm really curious to see where you guys are at in your fitness journey at the moment. And on that note, I would like to conclude this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to smash that like button, because it really helps out the channel grow. Comment down below, subscribe to the channel for so much more content coming really soon. And peace out. See you in the next one.